Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're going deep into the Gold IRA blueprint. It's almost like we have our own guide through the world of gold IRAs.
Yeah.
I'm excited to kind of break it down to you today.
Yeah, sounds good.
So before we even jump into it,
Okay.
I have to mention,
Right.
there's a free checklist that you can find if you visit goldirblueprint.com/exclusive.
Right.
And it's specifically designed to help you
Okay.
choose the right gold IRA company for you.
Okay.
And that's a super important first step.
Right.
But we'll get to that a little bit later.
Okay.
For now, let's just dive into the basics.
Yeah.
Can you just explain what a gold IRA is?
So a gold IRA basically allows you to hold physical gold
Okay.
as part of your retirement savings.
Got it.
It's a way to add tangible assets to your portfolio alongside things like stocks and bonds.
So it's not like paper assets or anything.
No, it's
the real deal.
Yeah, you're holding the actual gold.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so appealing to a lot of people, particularly in times of economic
especially now.
Uncertainty, right. Gold has historically been seen as a safe haven asset.
Right.
Something that tends to hold its value when other investments might be struggling.
Yeah. So it's adding that stability, protection to your retirement savings.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing there's rules, though.
Yes.
About this.
Definitely.
You can just put gold bars under your mattress.
Under your mattress and call it an IRA.
Right.
Exactly. There are specific guidelines.
Okay.
And that's where the concept of a self-directed IRA comes in.
Okay. A self-directed IRA.
Yeah.
So what does self-directed
Self-directed IRA
really mean?
Basically gives you more control over your retirement investments.
Okay.
Unlike traditional IRAs that typically limit you to stocks, bonds, and mutual funds.
Right.
A self-directed IRA lets you invest in a broader range of assets.
Got it.
So
it's like more options on the menu.
More options, exactly, for your retirement savings.
For your retirement savings.
Okay. We're talking about things like real estate, private equity, and, of course, precious metals like gold.
Okay.
That's where the gold IRA comes in.
Right.
It's a self-directed IRA specifically focused
So he's going to
holding
choose where a portion of your retirement funds is invested.
That's right.
And you can opt for something tangible like gold.
You got it.
But why gold?
So why gold?
Why not silver?
Why gold?
Why not platinum?
Well, gold has a long and fascinating history as a store of value. For centuries, it's been seen as a hedge against inflation.
You know what's fascinating to me is that gold has been used as currency for thousands of years.
Absolutely.
It's almost like a universal language of value.
It is.
Yeah. It's been around for so long.
It transcends borders and languages. It's just universally recognized.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, and that historical context is important because it shows how gold has consistently held its value even when paper currencies have fluctuated.
Right.
When the cost of goods and services rises due to inflation, the purchasing power of your money decreases.
Right, your dollar doesn't go as far.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But gold, historically speaking, has tended to hold its value or even appreciate during those times.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's like a safety net.
That's a good way to put it.
For your savings.
Yeah.
When the economy
But things get a little rocky.
Gets a little rocky.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, while there's always potential for any investment to go up or down, gold's historical track record suggests that it can offer a sense of stability and potentially preserve your wealth when other assets might be struggling.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Especially when you're thinking long term.
In the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say someone's listening and they're thinking, all right, this is really interesting. I want to add gold to my retirement mix.
Okay.
What do I do?
What's the first step?
What's the first step?
Well, the Gold IRA blueprint lays out a clear 4-step process, and it's more straightforward than many people might think.
Okay.
The first
and arguably most crucial step is choosing a custodian.
Okay, a custodian.
Yeah.
And that's not just any bank or financial institution, right?
Yeah, it's not your
Like, what makes a custodian specifically suited for a gold IRA?
No. You need a custodian who specializes in self-directed IRAs and has expertise in handling precious metals.
Okay.
They need to understand the nuances of gold investments, storage, IRS regulations, the whole 9 yards.
It sounds like you really need to choose carefully here.
You need to choose carefully.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Are there any specific things to look for?
Yeah, there are.
When comparing custodians?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You want to look at their experience, their fees, their storage options, and their customer reviews.
Got it.
This is where that free checklist I mentioned earlier.
Okay. Comes in really handy.
Yeah, that checklist at goldirblueprint.com/clever.
Right. That's the one. It can help you compare different gold IRA companies side by side.
Okay.
And make sure you're making an informed decision.
Use the checklist.
Absolutely. Do your research.
That makes sense.
Yes, the checklist.
All right, so you've chosen your custodian.
Okay, so you've got your custodian.
What happens next?
The next step is funding the account.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting for a lot of people.
Right.
You can actually do a rollover from your existing retirement accounts. Things like a traditional IRA, a SEP IRA, or even a 401k from a previous job.
So you're not necessarily starting from scratch.
You're not starting from scratch.
You can transfer funds you already have.
Exactly.
Another retirement account.
You can transfer funds you already have.
That's pretty cool.
And the beauty of a rollover is that it's typically a tax-free event.
Oh, wow.
You're not cashing out the money.
Okay.
You're just moving it to a different type of account.
Okay.
With expanded investment choices.
Okay, so protected.
Including the option to invest in gold.
Yeah, that's great.
Exactly.
Okay, so you've got your custodian.
You've got your custodian.
You've funded the account.
You've funded the account.
What's next?
What's the next step?
How do you actually
actually getting your hands on some gold.
Your hands on the gold.
Well, that's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
The next step is choosing your gold investment. And you actually have several options within a gold IRA. You can opt for physical gold.
Okay.
Which means you're holding actual gold bars or coins.
Right.
There are also gold ETFs, which are exchange-traded funds that track the price of gold. And then there are gold mining stocks, where you're investing in the companies that mine the gold.
So there's different ways to get exposure to gold within this IRA.
That's right. You have options.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Let's break down each option a bit further.
Okay. Sounds good.
What are the key things to consider with physical gold?
Well, with physical gold, you're getting the tangible asset.
Right.
You own those gold bars or coins outright.
Okay.
It's a very direct way to invest in gold.
But I'm guessing there are rules about what kind of gold you can hold in an IRA.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The IRS has specific guidelines about the purity and type of gold that qualifies for an IRA.
Right.
It typically needs to be investment-grade bullion or certain approved coins, like the American Gold Eagle or the Canadian Maple Leaf.
So you can't just go out and buy any gold jewelry or...
Right. It has to meet...
decorative pieces.
Like certain standards.
It has to meet certain standards.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about ensuring that the gold you hold...
Got it.
...is a recognized investment asset. And, of course, with physical gold, you need to think about storage.
All right.
Most custodians will offer secure vaulting options for your gold holdings.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to keep a gold bar under your mattress.
Not the best idea.
Yeah.
No.
So what about those gold ETFs you mentioned?
Okay, so gold ETFs.
How do those work?
A gold ETF is a bit like a mutual fund that specifically tracks the price of gold.
Got it.
When you buy shares of a gold ETF, you're not holding the physical gold directly, but you're essentially betting on the price of gold going up.
So it's a way to participate in the gold market without having to deal with the logistics.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about
of buying and storing and
the storage.
Yeah, insuring physical gold.
The insurance, all of that.
Right.
Gold ETFs offer more liquidity than physical gold.
Yeah.
You can easily buy or sell shares on a stock exchange.
Got it.
Just like any other stock.
Okay, so that sounds pretty convenient.
Yeah, it's much more convenient.
Are there any downsides to gold ETFs?
Well, one thing to consider is that gold ETFs typically have management fees, which can eat into your returns slightly.
Okay, so you're paying...
Yeah, there's a small cost.
A little bit for that convenience.
For that convenience.
Okay.
And some investors simply prefer the peace of mind of owning the physical asset directly.
Right, I can see that.
Yeah.
So it's a trade-off.
It is a trade-off.
Convenience versus...
Convenience versus...
the tangible ownership of gold.
Yeah, tangible ownership.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about those gold mining stocks?
All right, gold mining stocks.
How do they differ from the other two options?
With gold mining stocks, you're not investing in gold directly,
Okay.
but in the companies that mine it.
Okay.
So your returns are tied to the performance of those mining companies, which can be influenced by factors beyond just the price of gold.
There's more risk involved.
There can be.
Okay.
Yeah, the success of a mining company, it depends on things like the quality of their mines, their operating costs,
right,
and even geopolitical factors.
Yes, a lot of things outside your control.
Exactly, factors beyond just the price of gold itself.
Got it.
But on the flip side, gold mining stocks also have the potential for higher returns if those companies perform well.
So it's a higher risk, higher reward proposition.
It is.
Compared to physical gold or ETFs.
Yeah, it's a higher risk, potentially higher reward scenario.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It sounds like choosing the right type of gold investment
absolutely
depends on your individual risk tolerance.
It depends on your risk tolerance. Yeah. Your investment goals.
Investment goals.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And remember, this is where due diligence comes in.
Okay.
You need to research those mining companies thoroughly before investing. Just as you would with any stock.
Right, yeah. Make sure it's a quality company.
Do your research.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure it aligns with your investment strategy.
Okay, so we've got a pretty good handle on the different types of gold investments you can hold within a gold IRA. Now, let's talk about why someone might choose this route in the first place.
Yeah. Why would someone choose a gold IRA?
What are the key benefits?
What are the benefits
of having gold as part of your retirement strategy?
One of the biggest advantages is diversification.
Okay, diversification. Yeah, we've talked about how gold can act as a hedge against inflation.
Right, exactly.
But it also tends to perform
differently
than stocks and bonds.
Differently than stocks and bonds.
So it's about spreading your risk.
Exactly.
Not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Okay.
When stocks are down, gold might be up, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Having gold as part of your portfolio can potentially smooth out those bumps in the road and help you weather economic storms.
That's especially important.
It is, especially
as you get closer to retirement, right?
As you get closer to retirement.
You want to protect those
hard-earned savings.
Those hard-earned savings.
And make sure you have that steady stream of income.
And have that steady income stream.
When you need it most.
When you need it most.
Right.
Exactly.
Diversification becomes even more critical.
Absolutely.
As you approach retirement.
Diversification is key as you get closer to retirement.
Yeah.
And gold's historical stability can provide a sense of security and peace of mind.
You know, it's interesting. We've been talking a lot about history.
Yeah, we have.
But when you look at the headlines today, geopolitical tensions, rising inflation, talks of recessions.
Yeah.
It feels like gold might be more relevant than ever.
More relevant than ever.
Right. It's definitely something more and more people are thinking about.
Yeah, it's top of mind for a lot of people.
In times of uncertainty, people often turn to gold as a store of value.
Right.
It's something tangible, something that has stood the test of time.
Yeah, I think that inherent sense of security is what draws a lot of people to gold.
Absolutely.
It's something you can
tangibility
is really appealing.
It was something that's been valued for centuries.
Yeah.
It's not just numbers on a screen.
It's a real asset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's be realistic here.
Okay.
No investment is without risk.
That's right.
What are some of the potential downsides?
So what are the risks?
Or risks associated with a gold IRA?
Well, with gold, one of the primary risks is market volatility.
Okay. Market volatility.
Like any asset.
Yeah.
Gold prices can fluctuate.
Right.
They can go up and they can go down.
So even though gold is considered a safe haven, it's not immune to market forces.
Yeah.
There will be periods when gold prices rise, and there will be periods when they fall.
Yeah, that's true of any asset class.
It's important to be aware of that and to have a long-term perspective when investing in gold.
So you're saying it's not about timing the market perfectly.
It's not about timing the market.
It's about understanding that...
It's about understanding gold as a long-term play.
That gold is a long-term play.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, a long-term strategy.
Yeah.
The real power of gold lies in its ability to potentially preserve your wealth over time to act as a hedge against inflation and economic uncertainty.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so volatility is one risk to consider.
Okay.
Are there any others?
Well, As with any investment, there's always the potential for loss.
Okay.
No one can predict the future.
Yeah. And there's always a chance that gold prices could decline.
So you gotta,
it's crucial to do your research, understand the risks involved.
Yeah. Be aware of the risks.
And choose your investments carefully.
Choose wisely.
Yeah, choose wisely.
That's good advice for any investment, really.
Absolutely. Good advice for any investment.
Yeah.
And that's where that free checklist from goldirablueprint.com exclusive can be so valuable.
Yeah, that checklist keeps coming up.
It is valuable. Yeah. It's designed to help you ask the right questions, compare different gold IRA companies, and make sure you're making the most informed decision possible.
Got it.
Yeah.
So do your research, be aware of the risks.
Do your research, be aware of the risks.
Use the checklist.
And use the checklist.
To help guide you.
To help guide you.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, before we move on,
there's
one more aspect of gold IRAs I want to touch on.
All right.
And that's taxes.
Taxes, yeah.
Taxes can be a bit of a headache.
They can be.
Especially when it comes to retirement accounts.
Especially with retirement accounts.
Can you shed some light on the tax implications of a gold IRA?
I'm happy to. Yeah. The good news is that gold IRAs offer similar tax advantages to traditional IRAs.
Got it.
Your earnings within the IRA, any gains from your gold investments, aren't taxed until you withdraw the money during retirement.
So you're deferring taxes.
You're deferring taxes.
On those gains.
On those gains.
Allowing your money to grow tax-free.
Allowing your money to grow tax-free.
For potentially decades.
For potentially decades.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a powerful benefit.
That makes sense.
That can really help your savings compound over time.
So tax-deferred growth is a big plus.
Tax-deferred growth is a big plus.
Are there any other tax considerations to be aware of?
Well, if you opt for a Roth IRA structure for your gold IRA, you could potentially enjoy tax-free withdrawals during retirement.
Tax-free withdrawals, that sounds pretty amazing.
It is a great benefit, especially for long-term investments like gold.
Can you explain how that works?
Sure.
I thought Roth IRA contributions weren't tax deductible.
That's right.
Like, how does that...
With a Roth IRA, you contribute after-tax dollars.
Okay.
You've already paid taxes.
Okay, so you've paid the taxes up front.
On those funds.
Got it.
But because you've already paid taxes up front, your withdrawals in retirement, including any gains from your gold investments, are completely tax-free.
So you're locking in those tax-free gains.
You're essentially locking in
future self.
Those tax-free gains for your future self.
That's pretty compelling.
It's a great advantage.
Yeah.
But of course, as with any tax-related decision, it's always wise to consult
talk to
with a qualified financial advisor to determine the best approach for your individual circumstances.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's situation is different.
Taxes are complex.
Taxes are complex.
Everyone's situation is different.
Get professional advice.
But it sounds like gold IRAs offer some pretty attractive tax benefits.
They do.
Whether you choose...
Yeah, they offer some attractive tax benefits.
The traditional or the Roth structure.
Whether you choose traditional or Roth.
It feels like we've covered a lot of ground here. Yeah. We've talked about what a gold IRA is, the different types of gold investments you can choose from, the benefits, the risks, even the tax implications.
I've heard a lot.
Is there anything we've missed?
I think we've touched on all the key points.
Okay.
But it's important to remember that this is just an overview. There's always more to learn.
Of course.
And every individual situation is different.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So where would you recommend someone go if they want to dig deeper and explore this further?
The Gold IRA Blueprint itself is a great resource. It goes into much more detail than we've been able to cover here today.
And don't forget that free checklist.
Oh, yes.
I have a feeling our listeners are going to want to grab a copy of that.
They should grab that checklist. Yeah. It's a valuable resource.
Absolutely. It's available at goldirablueprint.com for exclusive.
That's right.
And it can really help you make an informed decision when choosing a gold IRA company.
Yeah, it's designed to guide you through that process.
So, recap time.
Okay.
If someone's listening to this and thinking, okay, a gold IRA sounds interesting.
Yeah.
But is it right for me?
Right. Is it right for me?
What are the key things to consider?
Well, I'd say the first thing is to think about your overall retirement goals.
Okay.
What are you trying to achieve? What's your risk tolerance? how much control do you want over your investments?
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution.
Exactly.
It's about finding the right strategy.
It's about finding the right strategy.
For your individual needs and circumstances.
For your individual needs.
And if you're concerned about inflation.
Yeah. If inflation is a concern.
Eroding the purchasing power of your savings.
If you're looking to diversify.
Yeah.
Beyond traditional stocks and bonds.
Then a gold IRA.
Then a gold IRA might be worth considering.
Might be something to look into.
Absolutely.
It's interesting, for a long time.
Yeah.
Gold had this reputation.
Yeah. It did have that reputation.
Being something only for the wealthy.
Right. Like it was only for...
Or for people who were really into...
the elite or something.
Yeah, financial doomsday prepping.
Yeah, the doomsday preppers.
But it feels like that perception is changing.
I think it is changing.
Yeah.
More and more people are recognizing...
Right.
the potential benefits of gold
Yeah.
as a long-term investment.
It's about preserving wealth.
It's about preserving wealth.
Hedging against uncertainty.
Hedging against uncertainty.
And having a tangible asset.
And having something tangible.
That has stood the test of time.
Yeah, something real.
That makes sense.
That resonates with people.
It's almost like gold is having a bit of a renaissance.
A renaissance, I like that.
Yeah.
I think it's driven in part by
the
economic climate we're living in.
Right.
Inflation is a real concern for many people.
Yeah, it's on everyone's mind.
And gold has historically been seen as a way to potentially protect against that.